The coordinated attacks on the Sahora's outposts and communication hubs were executed with precision and determination. The resistance fighters struck swiftly, using the element of surprise to their advantage. Lyra led one of the teams, her skills and experience guiding them through the complex and dangerous operations. As they dismantled the Sahora's control, Lyra couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The presence of her former mentor, Voss, loomed over her like a shadow. She knew that a confrontation with him was inevitable, and the thought filled her with a mix of dread and anticipation. During one of the missions, Lyra's team infiltrated a heavily guarded outpost deep in the heart of the Sahora's territory. The operation was going smoothly until they encountered unexpected resistance. The Sahora soldiers were well prepared, and the battle quickly escalated. Lyra fought with all her might, her movements a blur of speed and precision. As she took down one opponent after another, she felt a familiar presence nearby. Her heart raced as she turned to see Voss, standing at the edge of the battlefield, his gaze fixed on her. The world seemed to narrow to just the two of them, the chaos of the battle fading into the background. Voss approached slowly, his expression unreadable. "Lyra," he said, his voice calm and steady. "I knew it would come to this." Lyra's grip tightened on her weapon, her mind racing with memories of their time together. Voss had been more than a mentor. He had been a father figure, a source of guidance and strength. But now he was her enemy, a man who had shaped her into an assassin for the Sahora. "Voss," she replied, her voice tinged with bitterness. Voss's eyes softened slightly, a hint of regret in their depths. "I trained you, Lyra. I know you better than anyone. I hoped you would stay loyal to the Sahora, but I see now that you've chosen a different path." Lyra felt a surge of anger. "You trained me to be a weapon, to serve the Sahora's twisted goals. But I won't be their pawn anymore. I'm fighting for something greater now." Voss sighed, his shoulders sagging. "I wish it didn't have to be this way. But you know what happens to those who betray the Sahora." Lyra's resolve hardened. "I won't let you stop me, Voss. I won't let you hurt the people I care about." The battle resumed around them, but for Lyra and Voss, it was a duel of wills and skill. They clashed with ferocity, their movements a deadly dance. Lyra's training and experience were put to the ultimate test as she faced the man who had taught her everything she knew. As the fight dragged on, Lyra's mind raced with memories of her training, the harsh lessons, and the moments of camaraderie with Voss. She could see the pain in his eyes, the conflict within him, but she couldn't afford to hesitate. She had chosen her path and she had to see it through. In a final, desperate move, Lyra managed to disarm Voss and pin him to the ground. Her heart pounded as she looked down at him, her weapon poised for the killing blow. But she hesitated, her emotions a tangled mess. Voss looked up at her, his expression resigned. "Do it, Lyra." Lyra's hands shook as she struggled with the decision. She had been trained to kill without hesitation, but this was different. Voss was more than just an enemy. He was a part of her past, a piece of her that she couldn't simply erase. Finally, she lowered her weapon, her voice trembling. Voss's eyes widened in surprise, then softened with a hint of gratitude. "You've grown stronger than I ever imagined. I hope you find the peace you're looking for." Lyra nodded, her heart heavy with the weight of her choices.
"Go, Voss. Leave the Sahora and find your own path."
Voss rose slowly, his movements cautious. As Voss disappeared into the chaos of the battlefield, Lyra felt a sense of closure. She had faced her past and made a choice that defined her future. The resistance had won a significant victory, but the fight was far from over. With the Sahora's outposts and communication hubs significantly weakened, the resistance gained momentum. The victories inspired more people to join the cause, and the once fragmented resistance began to unite under a common purpose. Lyra's role within the resistance grew, her leadership and skills invaluable to their continued success. However, Lyra knew that the true test was yet to come. The Sahora's central command, a heavily fortified base known as the Citadel, remained the heart of their operations. To truly free Terra Nova, the resistance would need to storm the Citadel and dismantle the Sahora's leadership. The resistance leaders gathered to plan the final assault. Lyra, Daniel, Celine, and other key figures studied maps and blueprints, discussing strategies and contingencies. The citadel was a formidable fortress, protected by advanced technology and heavily armed guards. "We'll need to approach this with precision," Daniel said, his tone serious. "A frontal assault would be suicide. We need to find a way to infiltrate the citadel and take out their leaders from within." Lyra nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. "We could use the information we've gathered about their security systems. If we can disable their defenses, we might have a chance to breach their inner sanctum." Celine added, "We'll also need to coordinate attacks on other key locations to distract their forces. If they're spread thin, it'll be easier for us to get inside." The plan took shape, each detail carefully considered and refined. The resistance prepared for the most significant battle of their lives, knowing that failure was not an option. Lyra trained tirelessly, her resolve unshaken by the enormity of their task. The night before the assault, Lyra found herself unable to sleep. She wandered through the camp, her mind filled with thoughts of the upcoming battle and the people she had come to care about. She found Daniel sitting by the campfire, his expression thoughtful. "Can't sleep either?" she asked, sitting beside him. Daniel shook his head. "Too much on my mind. Tomorrow is the day we've been working towards for so long." Lyra nodded, her heart heavy with the weight of their mission. Daniel reached out, taking her hand in his. "We will. We've come too far to fail now. And no matter what happens, know that I'm grateful for everything you've done. You've been a true friend and ally." Lyra felt a surge of emotion, her resolve strengthening. "Thank you, Daniel. I couldn't have done this without you." The dawn of the final assault arrived, and the resistance fighters gathered, ready to face their greatest challenge. Lyra stood at the forefront, her heart pounding with determination. Daniel gave a final speech, his words filled with hope and resolve. "Today, we fight for our future," he said, his voice carrying across the crowd. "We fight for freedom, for justice, and for the lives of everyone on Terra Nova. Together we will bring down the Sahara and reclaim our world." The resistance launched their coordinated attacks, drawing the Sahara's forces away from the citadel. Lyra led a team through the shadows, using her skills to disable security systems and create a path to the heart of the fortress. As they infiltrated the citadel, Lyra's mind was focused and sharp. She moved with precision, her every action guided by the desire to free Terra Nova from the Sahara's tyranny. The resistance fighters fought bravely, their determination unwavering even in the face of overwhelming odds. Finally, they reached the inner sanctum, where the Sahara's leaders were gathered. Lyra confronted them, her golden eyes blazing with resolve. The battle was fierce, but the resistance fought with everything they had, driven by the hope of a better future. Lyra's skills and leadership were put to the ultimate test as she faced the Sahara's elite guards and commanders. Each victory brought them closer to their goal, and each sacrifice fueled their determination. In the end, the resistance prevailed. The Sahara's leadership was defeated, and the citadel fell. The people of Terra Nova celebrated their hard-won freedom, their hearts filled with hope for the future. The fall of the citadel marked a turning point for Terra Nova. The Sahara's control was shattered, and the resistance emerged victorious. The people of Terra Nova began the arduous task of rebuilding their world, free from the oppression that had plagued them for so long. Lyra stood at the heart of the celebrations, her emotions a complex mix of relief, joy, and sorrow. The victory had come at a great cost, and the memories of those who had fallen weighed heavily on her heart. But there was also a sense of fulfillment, a knowledge that she had played a crucial role in freeing her world. Daniel approached her, his eyes reflecting the same mix of emotions. "We did it, Lyra." Lyra nodded, a smile tugging at her lips. "Yes, we did. Thank you, Daniel, for everything." Daniel's gaze softened.
"No, Lyra. Thank you. You showed us what true courage and strength look like. You've been a hero to us all."
As the days turned into weeks, the resistance transitioned into a new phase. Rebuilding and governing. The people looked to Daniel and Lyra for leadership, their trust and respect evident. Lyra embraced her new role, her transformation from assassin to hero complete. She worked tirelessly to ensure that the new government was just and fair, that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. Her knowledge of the Sahora's operations proved invaluable in dismantling their remnants and bringing justice to those who had suffered under their rule. Despite the challenges, there was a sense of hope and optimism that permeated the air. The people of Terra Nova were united, determined to build a future where freedom and justice prevailed. Lyra found solace in their resilience and strength, knowing that they were on the right path. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Lyra stood on a hill overlooking the city. The skyline was dotted with signs of progress and renewal, a testament to the hard work and dedication of the people. Daniel joined her, his presence a comforting anchor. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" he said, his voice filled with awe. Lyra nodded, her heart swelling with pride. "Yes, it is." Daniel smiled, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "And we still have a long way to go. But with you by my side, I know we can do anything." Lyra felt a surge of warmth, her bond with Daniel stronger than ever. "We'll do it together, Daniel. For Terra Nova, for our future." As the first stars appeared in the night sky, Lyra knew that her journey was far from over. There were still challenges to face, battles to fight, and a world to rebuild, but she was no longer alone. She had found her purpose, her place, and her family in the resistance. The shadows of her past still lingered, but they no longer defined her. Lyra had forged a new path, one filled with hope, courage, and the promise of a better future. And as she looked towards the horizon, she knew that she was ready for whatever came next. The years that followed were filled with hard work and dedication as Terra Nova rebuilt itself from the ashes of oppression. Lyra played a crucial role in the new government, her insights and leadership helping to shape a just and fair society. The people of Terra Nova thrived, their spirits unbroken and their resolve stronger than ever. Lyra found herself surrounded by friends and allies who had become like family to her. Daniel remained by her side, their bond deepening with each passing day. Together they faced the challenges of governance, ensuring that the ideals of freedom and justice were upheld. One evening, as they walked through the bustling streets of the capital city, Lyra and Daniel marveled at the progress that had been made. The city was alive with activity, its people united in their efforts to build a brighter future. "It's incredible, isn't it?" Daniel said, his voice filled with pride. "We've come so far." Lyra nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. "Yes, we have. And it's all thanks to the people of Terra Nova. Their strength and resilience have made this possible." Daniel smiled, his eyes reflecting the same pride and hope. Lyra felt a surge of emotion, her journey from assassin to hero finally coming full circle. "Thank you, Daniel. But it's not just about me. It's about all of us working together for a common goal." As they continued their walk, Lyra thought about the future. There was still much work to be done, but she was ready for it. She had faced her past, confronted her demons, and emerged stronger. Now, she was determined to build a future where freedom and justice reigned. That night, as Lyra stood on her balcony, gazing at the stars, she felt a sense of peace. The shadows of her past had finally been laid to rest, and she was free to embrace the light of a new dawn. With Daniel by her side, and the people of Terra Nova united in purpose, Lyra knew that anything was possible. The future was theirs to shape, and she was ready to face it with hope, courage, and determination. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with trials and tribulations. But through it all, Lyra had discovered her true strength, her true purpose. And as she looked towards the horizon, she knew that she was finally home. Terra Nova was free, and so was she. And together they would build a future that shone as brightly as the stars above.